Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Friday night. Tonight, the Big Apple is a big mess, and tens of millions of Americans are experiencing torrential rain and record flooding. Heavy downpours are expected to continue through the night and into Saturday in the Northeast, with remnants of Tropical Storm Ophelia lingering. Large parts of the nation's most populous city, New York, were paralyzed today. Subway lines turned into waterfalls and buses looked more like boats. Residents are urged to stay indoors as dangerous flooding covers entire neighborhoods. Record rainfall is falling across the city, with Manhattan's Central Park getting more than 4 inches in just 3 hours. We've got team coverage tonight, starting with CBS's Errol Burnett from a waterlogged Brooklyn. Good evening, Errol.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Shemesh, October the 1st, 2023, and it's currently 3 p.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Great glory to the Mighty One. Forgive me, brethren. There's a lot of noise out there, and I'm running into some issue with my AC, so the windows open, the doors open. You will hear a lot of commotion, and my apology for all of that. But before we go into this issue or this video that we're going to go there, we just want to say thank you to all of you that watched the videos that we had released last 2 nights ago. We've been noticing we have quite a few newcomers, and they are enjoying the video, and our mission here is to tell you to be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. The signs are right in front of you. And what you just see happen in New York, that has nothing to do with the elite, the so-called the 1% or the establishment. They are not the one doing this. They do not possess any machine or devices they can control the weather. Men cannot do this. Although we can control the weather as children of the Most High, but we are not men as mankind. We are in a men in a human body, like, but our substance, soul, and mannerism are godlike. So the so-called the U.S. government is not doing this, China is not doing that, Russia is not doing this. Those folks like to say things like that so they can take the credit away from the Holy One and put it on themselves so people can fear them. Who are the elites? A bunch of white men. Who are the government? A bunch of white men. You think they are doing this? And our people like to say this out there so people will fear the elites. So they will fear the so-called U.S. government or China or Russia. But they are not doing this to themselves. This is completely false. And whatever that they have out there, a bunch of conspiracy fallacies. This is being done because of the judgment and what happened to the children of the Most High God Almighty because of the Inquisition, slavery, 1619, 2019, this happened. Now, for those of you that remembered 2 years ago, is that what that is? It was 2021, I believe. New York flooding 2021, I believe. It was? Yes, I believe it was. Let's watch the one from 2021, 2 years ago, okay? All right.
A flash flooding siege in the Northeast. States of emergency in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Multiple deaths reported as the remnants of Ida merged with the front to produce chaos. For For the first time in recorded history, the National Weather Service issuing a flash flood emergency for all 5 boroughs of New York City. More than 7 inches of rain in just a few hours. The Western Hemisphere's busiest subway system shut down. Waterfalls pouring down station stairs, trains pulling in to find platforms submerged. People wading through waist-high water. Above ground, stranded cars and water rescues everywhere.
FDNY members rescuing someone who has been trapped in that Jeep for now well over an hour.
Our New York station, WABC, right there, as a man was finally brought to safety. And in Queens, a partial building collapse, at least 2 people killed. And at Newark Airport in New Jersey, the wettest day ever recorded. Flooding taking over baggage claim terminals, hundreds of flights canceled. Passaic, New Jersey Mayor Hector Lora pleading during the storm for people to stay inside.
We have too many areas where the flooding has gotten so bad that cars are stuck and we have bodies underwater. We are now retrieving bodies.
The same system torturing southern New Jersey and Pennsylvania earlier in the evening with at least 6 tornadoes.
You get the point. So that was 2021. It happened in September, okay, right around that time. September, October, September, somewhere around that time it happened. So 2 days ago, and that was September the 29th, Friday, I believe, and it happened again. Now, when this thing happened, remember what they said? They said this was the first, for the first time, once in 1,000 years. This never happened before. It happened in 2020. It happened in 2021. It happened in 2022. And then now in 2023, it happened. And each time it happened, it get worse. And they keep telling the people, well, this is once in a lifetime. This is once 1,000 years. Once every 1,000 years, something like that happened. And then every time you ask the so-called New Yorkers or New Yorkites, New Yorkans, they tell you, I've been living here all my life. I never seen anything like that. Now you are seeing there's a lingo they don't use anymore. They might use it once in a while, but they don't use it. Well, at least this was not as worse as Katrina. Oh, this is worse than Katrina. This is a Katrina. You see, they are not bringing Katrina in this anymore because whatever that they are dealing with right now is 10 times worse than Katrina. You cannot bring Katrina in comparison with whatever that they are dealing with here. Okay? So that's why. All right? Now, that was in 2021, September the 2nd. So let's go ahead and finish up this because they have the same lingo. Oh, well, it's once in a lifetime, once every 1,000 years. And then it keeps happening every year. And people are questioning, okay, wait, why this thing is happening everywhere? Remember, this happened in Atlanta a few days ago, not even 2 weeks. It happened in Atlanta. It happened in North Carolina. It did happen here in Fort Lauderdale. We have pictures, videos, images of these things. We are not making this up because what's going to happen here is a lot of our people, we do know, I was talking to a beloved and she was not aware of what was going on in New York. You got a lot of people, they just find out that this thing is just really going, just ravaging New York. And it was a surprise to the sister that this thing was going on in New York and it's pretty bad. And what those folks are going to do, Brethren, they're going to watch some people online. Some random woman on TikTok, Instagram, or whatever that is. That person gonna say, well, I have a cousin in New York that live in Brooklyn. He or she said it's fake. Nothing happened. And then people that don't watch this, they say, oh yeah, I heard something that was going on in New York, but somebody posted a video, they say it's fake. It's not real. And then most of the people that don't watch it, they're like, I don't want to go ahead and watch fake things. This thing didn't happen. I'm not. Because that's what the Gentiles are good at. Diverting. Take the credit away from the Holy One. Lies. Deflecting. Taking credit away. Diversion. This happened. Oh, they're going to make sure you know about Tupac, Keith D. We did tell the people that the nation this was going to happen. Anytime those people are getting really, they are getting really, really hammered out there, and they cannot get your attention, they're gonna bring the A gun. This is the A game right now. Tupac is going to found. Next, Biggie. Next, Michael Jackson. Next, they release R. Kelly. Next, some weird, I don't know, some Elvis came back to life. The three, Tupac came back to life through DNA manipulation. All this garbage are gonna keep coming out and then tell our people so they can get your attention. Because they realize our people are too focused on their own power. A lot of them are asking for reparation. A lot of them are into spirituality. A lot of them, two-thirds, they simply don't give a crap about these things anymore. All right? So that's why they have to bring the A-gun, the expert, in telling you, oh, this, don't worry. This won't never happen again unless you're going to live for another 1,000 years. Okay? That's what those people... That's what those people is that oh boy, is it recording? Yes, it is. So that's what those people trying to say, and they will bring the expert trying to explain unto you what's going on over there, what went down over there. All right, let's listen to them. Oops.
Hey there, Nora. Good evening. Look, the issue in this part of the country is that the ground is just fully saturated with rain falling 17 out of the last 18 weekends and much of this last week. In fact, the historic rainfall in this part of the country is on par right now with a once-in-100-year event.
Always pay attention to what they are saying when it comes to timeline. What they are doing, beloved, they try to give it an illusion that they have control of time, and you have time, or whatever that you see, it's only happened once every 100. It's not a big deal, man. It's just some flood. You know, it happened every 100 years. Okay, that's not the issue. However, every single year we've seen this thing since 2020. We saw it in 2020. 2021, 2022, and now 2023. For those of you that remembered, okay, that was a... Okay. All right, let's see. Dam broke in Michigan. Lake... I'm just gonna type it in.
To flee.
Could it get worse? Yes.
A nearby Dow chemical plant forced to evacuate, too. Officials say floodwaters are mixing with containment ponds. The nuclear reactor on site already shut down as a coronavirus protocol. Federal regulators had reportedly worried about a possible failure at the Edenville Dam for years.
Regarding the dams, the state of Michigan is reviewing every potential legal recourse that we have.
Complicating matters, Michigan remains under a stay-at-home order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus.
That was in 2020. Oh, it's raining out there. The window's open. Yeah, it's raining really bad out there. Okay, you can hear the rain. Okay, that was in 2020, May 2020. Well, it happened in May 2020. Okay, this was happening in Michigan, and what they make people focus on. Donald Trump said liberated Michigan, liberated Philadelphia, liberated this, liberated that. Everybody was like, oh man, what's going on out there? The government is doing this. The elite is blocking everything. The elite is doing hish. Okay, let's go ahead and take it like a minute. Let's take a minute out of it, all right?
Across this country, all 50 states now have begun the difficult and careful task of reopening. But there's something else playing out tonight, right in the middle of all of this. Families already worried about coronavirus, thousands of them now forced to flee their homes. A state of emergency at this hour in Michigan, one of the hardest hit states from the virus, now facing this. Homes swept away by the flooding. The images coming in tonight. 2 dams failing. There had been so much concern that this could happen, and it has, with dire results. And look at this tonight, homes being lifted off their foundations. This image sadly playing out more than once as homes could be seen floating away. And it's impossible to imagine tonight what these families are going through, already trying to stay safe in this pandemic, now in shelters, trying to keep a safe distance.
So that was them. That was 100% their community, and all their homes and everything were destroyed. And there was a guy, we went into this multiple times. He owned one of those Fiero, the Ford, is that what that is? Some Pontiac Fuego, and all of it. He owned a museum of it. Okay, this thing was like destroying everything. So the storm was all over in North Carolina for some reason, been catching hell since 2020. And it went to New York. It did the same thing. Remember when Mayor, the guy, the people in New York, they were like complaining like this thing did so much. It did more damage in the north than in the south. And then the mayor was like, well, we didn't see this coming. It's not like we can control the weather. No, a few years ago, you guys were so proud coming up like, well, the government did this thing in Katrina. They used their stuff. No, our people were under judgment. And unfortunately, the people that were in Katrina in Louisiana, they suffer what was, the payment. So, okay, that's just me wanting to show you how the weather is literally destroying those people. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and watch the one in New York and listen to their languages and keep telling you this thing never truly really happened all the time like that. Once in a while. Okay, listen. All right. Oops.
18 weekends and much of this last week. In fact, the historic rainfall in this part of the country is on par right now with a once-in-100-year event. Brooklyn was in the bullseye today with a torrential storm overwhelming city streets. More than half a foot of rain fell, bringing with it life-threatening flooding.
If you are home, stay home. If you are at work or school, shelter in place.
Those floods made travel treacherous. Countless drivers were stuck when the water overtook busy highways. One driver seen with their legs out the window. CBS's Carolyn Gussoff is also in the flood zone.
Streets like this one flooded out, cars stranded. Officials are urging folks not to go out on foot or by car tonight. Many will be staying home out of necessity, drying out flooded basements and garages.
Commuters also navigated waterlogged trains and stations. Almost every New York City subway line suspended or delayed. Cancellations also on commuter lines and Amtrak. Floodwaters overtook buses and this terminal at LaGuardia Airport, where almost a quarter of flights were canceled. JFK Airport seeing its wettest day on record, at least 8 inches of rain. Back in Brooklyn, parents rushed through the danger to pick up their middle school children early.
There's a big flood downstairs in the basement. There's chaotic in auditorium.
In Flatbush, one of the hardest hit neighborhoods in Brooklyn, Michael Earls showed his flooded basement.
We had a similar one last year, and then this is by far the worst.
This is what Michael is telling you. Let's listen to this again. All right, for the people that like, but Big Levi, that's nothing. This is just hazardous. It just happened like once.
The hardest hit neighborhoods in Brooklyn, Michael Earls showed his flooded.
Okay, Michael Earl or Michael Hall, this dude is telling you what happened
basement.
Here.
We had a similar one last year, and
one happened in 2022. Still raining outside.
And this is by far the worst.
And this one is by far the worst. Every single year. And in 2024, they're going to tell you the same thing. Oh, it happened in New York. And it's going to become something regular. And then every year, those people are going to come and buy brand new stuff and live in the basement because they already gentrify Flatbush or Brooklyn or whatever. I don't live there. I'm just repeating what other people are saying online. So once this thing pass, and then they're going to come up, rebuild again, and then come and buy new stuff. And it's going to keep happening, until they give up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This thing is not just happening in New York. It's all over the place. All right, let me go ahead and see if I can find this article. A sister sent, oh man, a sister sent unto us. Okay, let me go ahead and see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. All right. Okay. Okay. It's recording. All right, man, it's raining really bad out there. Okay, so no water, words, or emergency services. How climate change left a rural neighborhood nearly uninhabitable. Okay, this is somewhere in Texas. All right, we're going to read. Oh man, the rain made the room feel so cool. That is good. We're going to read like a little out of it. Okay. All right, Liberty County, Texas. By the time they finally left Texas for good, Todd, man, that's like it's like the most Hedomite names. Anyway, Todd, 64, you know what to do, and Linda Nelson, 58, had sworn off driving the flooded out roads to their home. It was easier to stuff backpacks with food and water and hike the mile through the thicket. The Trinity River washed away their old lives during Hurricane Harvey. All right, that's what happened to those folks during Hurricane Harvey. All right, they didn't say anything about it. They don't tell you anything. All they keep showing onto you is the faces of our people. All right, repeated flooding and erosion since then never gave it back. The couple got rid of their Ford Mustang Cobra and buy a 1984 Chevrolet truck. Until the mud and dirt tore up the truck's bearings and seals. They traded the truck for a small four-wheel drive Suzuki Samurai until the makeshift trails that took over for the roads become too narrow. Then they trade that for a four-wheel ATV, which would often break down, forcing them to walk. My next step was going to be buying a horse, Todd said. Their small rural subdivision in the Trinity River bottom has been slowly abandoned, devastated by flooding and intense rains, the kind of weather that's becoming more extreme in East Texas due to climate change, of course, prompting a spiral of decline that left the area nearly uninhabitable. Decades ago, there were as many as 100 occupied homes in Sam or Houston Lake Estates, a densely wooded neighborhood about 60 miles northeast of Houston. Today, there are fewer than a dozen, according to interviews with locals. So we're going to stop here. All right? What they are saying here, beloved, they said, those folks, Todd, it's the Todd right here. It's raining really bad out there. And the rain is cooling the room, which is good. It's good. Oh boy, it feels so great in there. I hope it stay like this until tomorrow morning. The maintenance come and fix this thing. So this is Todd, which I'm assuming. Okay, this is their home over there in East Texas or whatever. You can see the typical dudes, you know, with their washing machine outside and the typical house and things like that. You know, and they are the typical voters. They are the guys that always, they're on the comment board. They have time to come in and try to put division. But right now, ever since Hurricane Harvey, those people have been having issue doing things for themselves. First, it got so bad that they sold their Ford Mustang, which of course we can say it's a luxury car. They sold their Ford Mustang so they can get 1987 truck. You see what the Mosai is doing? He's downgrading them to the point he literally he took them to the point that he literally make them be low or beyond par. Those people are already poor. They own a Ford Mustang. Is that thing even recording? Let me see. It is recording, but it seems the volume is low. I have to put my mouth in there. I believe once I don't know if you guys can hear me well, but it seems like let me see if I can increase. No, increase. Let me. Oh, no, that's decrease. No, that's decrease. Okay, it's already increased. It should be good. It should be good. All right. So this dude, he and his wife, he owns one of those 19. I believe he owned one of those Mustang, luxury Mustang. Sold it out, traded it for 1987 truck. That's a downgrade, and the truck got busted, and they downgrade to Samurai Suzuki Samurai, and then that thing got busted, and then they downgrade to ATV, a 4-wheel ATV. Then the ATV got busted, and then they downgrade to walking, and he was gonna buy a horse, and the horse would have died, and finally they move out. See, this is how the mighty one is sweeping them off the land, and a lot of them are no more, and a lot of them are busy trying to taking care of themselves, because this thing is becoming more and more prevalent in their community. And they are not talking about those things, Reggie, okay? They are not showing like how hard this thing has been hitting them. This is not only in Texas. This is all over the world. Yet our people are still, we still told you, they still after Tupac. Like, who killed Tupac? Oh, justice finally served. Because they know whoever did this thing from day one. They just don't care about it until now. They don't have anything. They're like, okay, they're not biting for the whole thing concerning the shutdown. They're not going back to the church. Let's get them their attention back to hip hop again. You know? And then now, boom, this thing over there happened. So, again, just to show you what's going on, and then they are not telling those people exactly who this thing is affecting.
Where ankle-deep water swept in, leaving this brown sewage. When you see the images of the flooding, I would imagine there's a certain sense of panic as well.
Yeah, for sure. When you see brown water coming into your basement and you don't know when it's going to stop, it really water coming into your basement.
All right, Michael Earls. Then again, we do know what's going on here, okay?
Basement and you don't know when it's going to stop, it really makes you panic.
Meanwhile, New Jersey also remains under a state of emergency tonight as streets sit underwater, while parts of Connecticut are approaching 5 inches of rainfall. And the rain just picked up again. The Grand Army Plaza subway station behind me remains closed tonight after it was flooded. I'm seeing plenty of confused commuters all around me. The mayor, the governor, and the Mass Transit Authority advise everyone to just use extra caution getting anywhere. Nora?
A miserable Friday night for so many, Errol Burnett. Thank you.
So, that's what's going on, okay, so far. You know, and it's they want to put Brooklyn, they want to make it sure like they put this thing on Brooklyn, like, because Brooklyn's Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, those are the lame synonym to our people, okay? They want to put it this thing, but this stuff is all over, man. It's like everywhere. All right, let's watch this. Okay, this is Weon. It's been a while I haven't get the news from them. All right, this thing is everywhere, son. It's everywhere. All right. Even here, I'm talking to you, and it's raining like hell out there. It's been raining like this for days now. You know. And people are like, oh, well, it's climate change, Big Levi. Climate change. Okay. Well, it's the elite doing that. You think the elites that live in New York, that own all those buildings, the transportation, all the turnpikes and all the roads and all those venues and entertainment and the airport and all that, you think they will like inconvenient like that? This is $1 billion in loss and even more in damages. You think they will do something inconvenient like that to them so they can strengthen the dollar? So they can go, well, strengthening the dollar. I thought they were going to come up with the new money, digital money we've been having since the 70s. Wait, hang on. Let me see. When did we start having? We pretty much. Oops. Let's cut this thing back on. So when we put stuff. All right. There you go. When was credit card officially first introduced?
According to Capital One, launched by Bank of America as the first consumer credit card in 1958, the Bank Americard was also the first card to offer revolving credit.
So, was it an actual credit card, or it could be some kind of? There you go. All right, there you go. Those are the first credit cards since 1958. They were using digital currency ever since the 50s, and even way before that, checks and all that. Now people, oh well, they're going to crash the economy so they can use digital currency like Bitcoin and and cryptocurrency. Yeah, all right then, whatever. Then. Let's keep on moving, okay? All right, this is again Brooklyn. All right, this is really bad. This is really bad. And then when you look at the truck right there, you see the word Fortuna bus. Okay, Fortuna or Fortunes, which is very unfortunate to what's going on over there in New York. But the word Fortuna, which is another word blessing or good fortunes and things, we've been encountering this for a while now, but let's just go ahead and define what Fortuna means. Define the word Fortuna.
According to Wiktionary, the Free Dictionary, Fortuna, the Roman goddess of luck, fortune and fate, equivalent to the Greek goddess Tyche.
Okay, fortune and fate. All right, this is a message unto us. But when you look at this thing, this is very unfortunate, man. This is a fateful day for certain people in New York. But then again, beloved, things like that, when they happen, the so-called Gentiles, they always try to brush it and make it look light. But hey, this is not light. Okay, look at this. Look at the bikes, the trash, the school buses. Okay. All right. Okay, this is no game, man. This is not fake. This is not like, oh, Big Levi, they're all using CGI. It's not real. You know, they're trying to scare us. And this is not real. No, this is real. This is the judgment of the Holy One. Okay, all right, let's listen to what this dude said.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just haven't seen it?
I've never seen anything like this.
You never
Getting
seen
into your
anything?
building now?
It's hitting our basement windows, but which is terrifying, but thankfully it's not flooding yet.
Yeah, I look across the street, it's like a waterfall going into that basement.
I know. And like our basement is flooded a lot before, so we're like, we have all the things set up, but.
Okay, those are the new Brooklyn residents, and they've been there for years, okay? And then now they find out, wait a minute, the things change, man. It's not the same. And that stuff are getting floodings and the inconvenience. You think the so-called 83 like inconvenience? You know? And, of course, right behind this woman, let's enlarge this. Come on, man. There we go. Oh, great. Oh, boy. That's okay. There you go. Brand new mouse, brand new computer. It's just this thing. Seems like the newer the tech is, the more crappy it is. You know, my old 2017 laptop is better than that brand new Mac that I bought. It's better than that brand new HP PC. It's just better. All those high tech, there are so many subscription, everything is new, they're not compatible, oh, whatever. But anyway, excuse me. Behind, or this woman above her head, you know, there is one way, and then above it's Grand Avenue. And who is Grand? You know what the word Grand means? You know, and this is what I like about the Holy One. For him to send a simple message like this, which is to us, it just has to make it so grand. Like, it just has to make it look at that place, man. Everything is just like, just to bring this one word, grand. All right. Great glory, man. It's everywhere.
You know.
Did you expect this today to happen?
No.
Not one
I
bit.
know we've had rain, but
Not like that.
What's your last name too, Phoebe?
Meyer.
Meyer.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Phoebe. Thank you.
And again, her name is Phoebe. And you can't make this up. Okay, her name is Phoebe, which is the sun. Is that what it is? Greek goddess of the sun. What does the name Phoebe means?
Radiant, shining one. According to Nameberry, the name Phoebe is girl's name of Greek origin meaning radiant, shining one. Phoebe is the Latin variation of the Greek name Phoebe, which derived from Phoebus, meaning bright. In classical mythology, Phoebe is the by name of Artemis, goddess of the moon and of hunting.
Oh, well, goddess of the moon and stuff like that. I believe Phoebe related to the brightness and things like that. And then they had a full moon and things. And there's an eclipse coming. When is the next eclipse? In October 14, I believe. Oh yeah.
October 14th,
Yes.
2023. According to NASA science, the Saturday, October 14th, 2023, annular solar eclipse will cross North, Central, and South America.
Boom.
It will be visible in parts of the United States, Mexico, and many countries in South and Central America. NASA's Eclipse Explorer is an interactive map designed to enhance your eclipse viewing experience.
Yeah. So the eclipse is coming. It's gonna be significant. And they already told a bunch of folks out there, don't look at the sky, don't look at the astrology, don't look at... this thing going to happen in Shabbat time, man. An eclipse darkness on Saturday, the day of... this is gonna be... I personally, this is what I'm gonna do. Shabbat the 14th, I'm gonna stay my ass home. Just relax and do what I do. Just relax home. I'm not gonna go out there. Me myself personally, look at any eclipse, trying to look at it or trying to like, oh wow, this is beautiful and stuff like that. Hey, staying out of it, man. All right, let's keep on moving, brethren. Let's see what other crazy things that are going around the world. There we go.
A dispute at a drive-thru window started over curly fries and ended with gunfire.
You shouldn't act like that.
Anthony Ramos said he pulled into the drive-thru at a Jack in the Box in Houston in March of 2021. His wife and then 6-year-old child were in his vehicle at the time. He says when he didn't see the curly fries he ordered in the bag, he told the employee at the window, and that's when things got heated.
So it's not what you paid for. So, well, listen, I'll go ahead and keep what I got. I'll make the, I'll get the prize, I'll pay for the prize. She didn't want to do it.
Ramos then says an employee, Alonia Ford, threw ketchup packets at him, and he responded by throwing his food at her. Then surveillance video shows Ford pulled out a gun, opened the drive-thru window, and aimed at Ramos's vehicle. There's no sound in the video obtained by Ramos's attorney, but it shows Ford firing at least one round.
I was just lucky I reacted the way I did. Watching the video, clearly seen. The gun.
Okay, one thing they're not mentioned here. What did he tell her? What did he say? She was clearly provoked. And that would teach people, man, hey, there are certain people you can say things about them, you can like verbally abuse things, but there are, especially the 2/3 that come to work with the freaking gun for especially occasion like that. They'll use it. They'll use it. Okay, they'll use it. All right.
Jams at first. So I thank God every day.
No one was hurt, and Ramos says his car wasn't even struck. But that was more than 2 years ago, and Ramos says he and his family are still affected by the incident.
We're still a little shaken up. I mean, we don't go to drive-thru.
Yeah, well, whatever. So, just to let you know, things are going crazy out there. Let's keep on moving.
Explodes as the driver gets inside. A 10-year-old boy steals some construction equipment, and a young boy's Halloween costume goes viral. Fox 5 anchor Tom Haynes joins us now with stories from across America.
Yeah, Alex, we're going to start with a scary situation, a car crash that began with a police chase in Wisconsin. Family so impressed, they're talking about saving up for it. Yeah, Alex, we're going to start with a scary situation, a car crash that began with a police chase in Wisconsin. Local police say they were trying to stop this car in connection to a theft from a Home Depot. Officers later learned that the car was also reported stolen. 3 people ran from the vehicle after the crash. Officers arrested 2 people and are looking for the 3rd. To Pennsylvania, video catches a 10-year-old boy going on a joyride with stolen construction equipment. Surveillance video shows the boy running over yards, taking out fences. He also struck multiple vehicles. Police stopped the boy and released him to his family shortly thereafter. No word on any charges. No one was injured. Some unbelievable video from a home security cam as a car bursts into flames right after the driver gets inside. Look at this. This happened in Charlotte, North Carolina.
What the hell is going on in North Carolina,
The
man?
back seat was not fully secured and leaked out into the air. When the woman got into the car, her cigarette ignited those fumes, causing the blast. Incredibly, she made it out of the car okay with some burns, but no life-threatening injuries. Pretty scary.
Oh man, well, that's like that's like really, really bad right there. You know, wow, that person should quit smoking. You know, the moment she entered the car,
fumes causing the blast. Incredibly, she made it out of the car okay with some burns, but no life-threatening injuries. Pretty scary.
Aye, a lot of things going on, beloved. Let's keep on moving.
Against all odds, Congress found a way to avoid a government shutdown.
Again, this is 45 days, you know, spending bill. We're just going to let the whole thing play, and then we're going to bring our expertise, because, of course, that's what people listen to now, the expert.
The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
At the 11th hour, Speaker Kevin McCarthy calling an audible and defying his conservative rebels by putting a 45-day spending bill on the floor.
It is very clear that I tried every possible way, listening to every single person in the conference.
The short-term deal does not include spending cuts or new policies to deal with the border crisis sought by conservatives. The proposal caught Democrats off guard, but ultimately they greenlit the plan by an overwhelming majority.
The American people have won. The extreme MAGA Republicans have lost. It was a victory for the American people.
McCarthy initially sought to pass a bill exclusively with Republican votes, but was bailed out by Democrats as today's measure passed with more Democratic votes than Republican.
He needed to work with Democrats to get it because he's got, a bunch of members of the Chaos Caucus that are never going to vote for anything.
The White House today calling the deal on the Hill a big victory. But the last-minute passage was not without drama. Congressman Jamal Bowman admitted to pulling a fire alarm in a House office building. Bowman said it was by accident. Republicans accusing him of doing it on purpose to delay the vote.
I think ethics should look at this, but this is serious.
But while the crisis was averted today, the real work still needs to be done.
We won't be back here in the same place in 45 days?
Look, we are going to focus come Monday on completing the appropriations bills, but there's a lot of work to do.
And Ryan Nobles joins us now from Capitol Hill. Ryan, we're just learning that the bill...
Oh, boy. Anything to put our faces in there. Anything to blame it on us. Anything to keep the focus on them. Oh, Tupac. Damn. Oh, that guy pulled the fire alarm. Oh, damn. Oh, some crimes happening. Damn. Yo, Jamal, you signed this contract. Go ahead and pull the alarm so we can, blame this thing on you. And that's how you got this position. And that's how you do this. Oh, you should charge. You should not charge. Oh, this and that. Yeah, right. Yeah. What about Ukraine? See, Ukraine don't need to vote anything to pass anything. All you just watching the news and they said $45 billion was given to Ukraine to fight the war. You had no saying on that. the people that work for the federal government, they have no say on that. They don't know. They don't even know when this thing happened. Everybody like, what? Wouldn't this? Didn't you guys supposed to come into us and question us about this first, and see if we agree to send the money? $100 million gift to Ukraine. A new bills pass without your knowledge to help Ukraine. There's no fight though. There's no fight. No Democrat, no Republican. Well, we have to help them fight freedom out there. We have to help them fight the Russian, because the Russians are evil, just like the Republican are evil, and the Democrat of good, and MAGA and stuff. This is the theater, Bridget. Okay, this is the garbage. They don't want to put out their weight. We are ducked. The children are awakening. They have more knowledge now. They are getting better. Things are become clear unto them, and we lost the blessing. There's nothing we can do, and all these things are theatrics, so we can take the attention away from you. They are not saying this, Bridget. They act like everything is okay. Well, 45 days, we have to do this, we have to do that. Well, I'm not going to pay people to do job for the government. I'm not going to do, oh, you're going to do that. I'm not going to do this. Oh, the debt ceiling. Oh, the debt, that. Those things really don't do anything anymore. Back then, people would have break their head and stuff. Everybody just chill. Like, yeah, tell me something that I don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you something you don't know. You see those black folks that we had enslaved and beat, rape, and rob and refused to give reparation or get the hell off their lands and leave them alone? Yeah, they are the true children of God. And everything bad you're seeing out there that happening is because of what we done unto them. So they won't say this. But anyway, let's keep on moving.
And we want to...
But before we move on to that, how long we are into... Good grief! All right, man. Oh, you know what, man? Man, time passed so fast. Anyway, why is that, man? The reason why all those things are happening out there is because of Genesis 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 1619, 2019, we serve all 400 years, and that's why you see the entire world got locked up. That's why you see, till this day, the entire world is locked out. There's no such thing as locked down or shut down. You've been shut out. Your blessing is shut off. Ever since 2020, those folks see it. And they are literally see, wait a minute, why this thing keep happening to us? I mean, aren't we good Christian nation? But they're trying to say, oh, well, because of abortion. Well, abortion, what is abortion anyway? Well, you guys are killing babies. Oh, you mean like throwing them to alligators and let the alligators eat them? No, not like that. I mean, no. Like, you know, before they were born. Oh, you mean like by taking our women, put them on table, literally insert things in and rip the baby out because you want to perform experiment on them. So a medical apartheid, that's what you mean? No, that's not what we mean. Come on, we know those. No, we mean like Christian babies. Christian babies. So when you folks went to the hood, to the ghetto, to the project, you put all those Planned Parenthood things over there and trying to decimate our people, and come to find out the number one customers of all those Planned Parenthood are white women. Or give me a second. All right, there's a lot of talk out there, the rain and things like that, trying to. Anyway, I'm going to have to talk over it. So you mean those things that you did in the hood, and now it's coming back onto you. Well, that's what makes America bad, because of drugs. You mean like the 1970s when you, during the Vietnam War, and you stuff the bodies with heroin and bring them back over here? No, no, not like that. You mean like in the 80s, the crack and all that? No, we mean like the fentanyl that we have now. Oh, the fentanyl. Well, you know, it's so bad. It's not because we let America war and baby killing and stuff. No, that's not what that is. It's because you folks done a lot of stuff to us, and now this is the payment. Of course, Bridget. You have all those Gentiles. They are very proud, and they are hard-headed. They don't want to believe anything because it's coming from us. So they just like, hey, as long as I get a job, I'm comfortable. Things are good. Yeah, whatever. Now the Holy One make things very uncomfortable for them, because he said, also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. That's why the Holy One is judging the nation through the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. What we just witnessed was thunder voices, which is the earth, the weather. All right, so now let's move into this. Okay, Senator Dianne Feinstein, I'm smelling some hash over there, but at 90, you know what to do, she dies. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to that. It's very brief, very short, we like it.
And we want to repeat some breaking news we had earlier from our nation's capital this morning. California Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein has died. She was 90 years old. The longtime senator had extensive health issues for more than a year. Feinstein was present in the Senate and cast a vote on Wednesday morning, but missed 2 votes later in the afternoon. Feinstein was the first woman mayor of San Francisco and one of 2 of the first women elected to the U.S. Senate from California. Her legislative legacy includes the federal coordination of Amber Alerts, passing the California Desert Protection Act, and also reauthorizing the Violence Against Women's Act.
Those are the good stuff to them that this woman has done. And those are the people, brethren, that sit on those Senate seats and make the life of all people living hell. Those are the people that come with laws, bills, policies that destroy all people. Those are the women. Those are the people. See, now this is what happened to them.
And Feinstein has...
They are no more. And her seat is still empty. Those are the people that make laws that our people could not buy home close to their home, redlining our people. Those are the people that literally decimated our communities. And they passed laws to destroy us, and then now it's destroying them and their children. And they're trying to make it, everything now is have a stigma on it. Well, STD have a stigma. What? We did not put any stigma on anything. You guys did. Well, drug addiction have a stigma on it. What is it? Low IQ, poor people, blacks do drugs. But when it's your daughter, your senator, those people, they have children. I'm not saying her. They have family, they have children that are on drugs. That's why they make the whole thing in San Francisco so easy, and Portland and Seattle, where you can commit all those crimes and nothing happened to you. And then they blame it on Democrat. Well, Democrat is doing this. Of course, they keep the code name for Democrat is black. Oh, black people is doing this. They're in charge of the law now. Okay? That's what you guys did. And then at 90, she's no more. Some news came in like Jimmy Carter is 99 years old. Yeah, yes, no problem. He's still alive. Let's keep on moving.
Updates on that horrific scene in Webster nearly 24 hours ago. Police just gave us new info not long ago on the deadly crash involving that school bus and a car. News 8 has this video showing the moments right after impact when both vehicles went up in flames. In the car there, a man killed on scene. In the bus, more than 20 students on board rushing to get out. Dan Gross is here in the studio with the latest information. Dan.
Hi, Brendan. The driver of the sedan who died during the crash was 73-year-old William Firestein of Webster.
Another Steen. He's 73-year-old Firestein. This dude named... Man, you can't make this up. Listen.
73-year-old William Firestein of Webster. Crash was 73-year-old William Firestein of Webster.
Not only the guy is 73, you know what to do. His name is Firestein. He died in a fire, and most likely he is an Ish, just like the previous women. See, all those Ish that make, we don't know who this guy is. You don't know what kind of thing that he did. All those Ish that make our lives a living hell, they are no more. Some of them will die in horrible death, man. You know, this dude is 73, a young man. You know, your what they call this thing again? The fontanelle. Okay, whoops. Let me see. I'm just paraphrasing here through some research that I've done. You may want to. What age does the fontanelle is fully solidify?
According to Mayo Clinic, the smaller spot at the back usually closes by age 2 to 3 months.
No,
the larger spot toward the front often closes around age 18 months.
Okay, no, that's like close, but it's fully hardened by the age you're 25. Okay, and when you're 75 years old, that's when you entering adulthood. That's why you're getting matured to become an adult. That's why down there, at 75 years old, you are legally to started to get married, and the world under us, the subterranean world, when we are studying, the legal age to get married over there is 75. 75 down there is just a teen. You not even a teen, a full teen, a preteen. You just have 75 is considering the first 12 years old. Again, this is not me. I know people will send me little silly email trying to say, well, this is pedophilia. And, you know, and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with this. This is an example. 25 years old is when the fontanelle or the soft spot is fully solidified. Okay, and 75, that's when your brain start making the matured matter that will make you get into adulthood. But 75 years old, for instance, 75 years old men. Okay.
Check out these pictures.
You know, when you look at a 75 years old man, okay, any image like this, that's when your mind start to enter, you know, the teenagehood or adulthood or whatever. But you turn like this. Why? Because of the vibration 83 put out there, you know. But when our people was 85, for instance, Seth got his son when he was 97, first son when he was 97. When was Seth from the Bible has his first son?
According to Wikipedia, in 231 AM Seth married his sister, Azariah, who was 4 years younger than he was. In the year 235 AM, Azariah gave birth to Enoch.
Okay, I'm not quite sure where they get this information. Yeah, how old was Seth when he had his first son? He was born when Seth was 105 years old. Genesis 15, let me see, Genesis 15, verse 6. Let's go get it. Genesis 15 for verse 6. Copy. Oops. All right. Oops. Oh, wait, Genesis 5, verse 6, right? Genesis 5, verse 6. All right. And Seth lived 105 years and begat Enoch. Okay. Seth was like a teenager. He was like the 14, 15-year-old boy that you see walking around here. But he was, in reality, 105 years old when he has his first son, Enoch. Okay, that doesn't mean he didn't have children before. He had plenty of children before, like daughters and other sons, but Enoch was the chosen one. Okay, so 105. So that's why you're seeing those so-called Gentiles are dying at 73. They're dying not even reach adulthood. Okay, they're dying not even reach their teenagehood, excuse me. Adulthood, you reach adulthood when you are like 500 and 600, because the people down there, they live up to 800 to 900 years old. Okay, doing our research, we find out. So, and that's what happened to this Ish. He was 73 and he is no more.
Webster Police Chief Dennis Kohlmeyer added in a statement that Firestein failed to stop at the stop sign, adding that Firestein's dog also died in the crash. Police were not able to confirm if those deaths were because of the impact or the flames thereafter. This happened at 1:15 p.m. yesterday when the bus was going east on Lake, and Firestein didn't stop at the stop sign at Route 250 and then collided with the bus. Both caught flames shortly after. Again, all 22 kids, the adults, and the bus driver were able to exit before the bus was, quote, engulfed in flames. The school district commended the bus driver's heroism yesterday off camera to us. All were reported to have, quote, minor injuries, but one kid and an adult did go to the hospital. Webster Police sends their condolences to Mr. Firestein and also commended the actions of the students and adults for getting them all off the bus safely. Reporting in the studio, Dan Gross, News 8.
All right. Thank you, Dan. All right, then. Oh, boy. Lots going on. Still raining so hard out there, and you can hear it. Boy, it's a lot going on, man. Feinstein and all the Stein-ish, they all, some stuff are happening to those people out there. But let's keep on moving.
A growing number of Christian and conservative groups are facing a new kind of discrimination. Banks are closing their accounts, turning off payment processors, putting some on blacklists. What's even more troubling is that these actions are carried out under the cover of our federal banking laws. CBN's Dale Hurd reports on what's behind this growing trend.
Faith group. Oh, boy. What's happening right now, those people do not understand that they lost the blessing. They'll do everything to make this thing seems that, oh, you know, we still under, not only we are under blessing, we will get more blessing. You know, going to heaven, the whole rapture, and left behind, all that good stuff. But anyway.
Banking has become weaponized. Christian and conservative groups are labeled high risk and then debanked or denied financial services. Among the victims, indigenous. So that's when you people start feeling what we all felt. You know, these things. That's what the bank used to do to us. They were weaponized against our people. Still, deny us group, close our account. You know, charging us more money because of course we're stupid, right? We don't know those things. We remember we are worse at any finances, any money stuff. We are worse. But when you go to this bank, who's doing all those work and not getting the credit? Our people. Who's doing the heavy lifting? Who's driving your economy? Who's the main customer of the planet? Our people. And then now you folks start seeing Hish. Advanced Ministries, which
Man,
helps
the
orphans
really
and widows
bad.
in Africa.
There you go. There you go. The same bull, it never stopped. You people been helping Africa ever since Africa was Africa. Oh, it got so good in Africa because of you people. You know, everybody in Africa is living like the life because you help them, you know. Oh man, those African over there are so poor, and we're doing everything concerning the money that you gave us, but now the bank closed it. And they always have to put those African words. There is no doubt those beautiful children are our people, but they have to put their face over there. Just, we give money to African, to black people. We won't even have the decency to call you black now. We give money to African over there in Africa, starving, you know. Although we are the one that scorches and suck up all their wealth over there. We put policies that they can't do anything over there. We deprive them of everything. And then now those people don't want us to help those poor African.
Account closed by Bank of America. Family Council of Arkansas, which works to promote traditional family values, canceled by J.P. Morgan Chase.
Oh boy.
And the Pro-Family Ruth Institute. It lost its payment processor after it was targeted by the Southern Poverty Law Center as a hate group.
Let me tell you exactly what's going on. Those people, they lost the blessing. They are not getting the money they used to get. A lot of the big donors are no more. A lot of people that used to give in the church, they don't go to church anymore. They don't give money to the church. They're out there searching for the truth. Now they want to blame it to Southern poverty and whatever. No, that's not what that is. First of all, the one that they are investigating for crime or because of what you guys are being doing to the children. It's not just the Catholic Church. We know you guys are the main traffickers of kids out there. Well, Hollywood. What about Hollywood? What about Oprah? What about no, man. What about you? What about you? You guys have the biggest access to children. You don't need to do anything. All you just come and you tell your parishioner or your fidels, hey, bring the kids. We will take them, and then we will go ahead and then go to a camp and teach them Jesus. And you guys are well aware of the people that are abusing on drugs, and they don't want their kids. And people that are not even on drugs, they simply don't want children. Children are a mistake to them. And they are very happy when those kids get adopted. And they will sell them. For instance, I don't want to say this, but I don't want to search for this. But there is a video. Man, the rain is really bad out there, man. It's flooding. Woof. Anyway. There is a video on YouTube where that fellow Jared, the guy that used to spoke for what they call this thing again, he used to spoke for Subway, and he was getting involved with all those little ones. It's not because he was quote unquote a predator. Okay, there is a difference between a pedophile and a predator. Okay, the pedophile, you know, that's what he loves. He loves little one. The predator will prey on them. And the parents were the predator. He was the pedophile. He has parents calling him, offering him little ones unto him. He was paying $45,000 for a session with a little 6-year-old little one. And the parents will tell the child, you know, if you want to buy what they call this thing for Christmas or whatever, you better get down with him. And they will do this for a number of years. Okay? And then once this little one reach puberty, whatever the age, Jared is not interested. Okay? The true pedophiles out there, they're not interested in anything that reach puberty. The moment this girl or this boy reach puberty, they are not interested. They are interested in from 0 to whatever age you don't reach puberty. But preferably anything like a 0 to 10. That's how those guys are. And Jared was out there. He was getting call from parents selling him the kids. That's what this thing was. The video, the documentary is on YouTube, but I don't want to play it over there. Okay, is that thing even recording? Let me see. Boy. Is it? Yes, it is recorded. All right. After that, we're going to take part 2 because here we go. After that, we're going to take part 2. Most likely. Okay? Those are the parents. People always look at the pedophile like, oh, well, you are evil and stuff. But when you look at the parents, they knew this thing was going on. They agreed. Some of them received payments, especially the drug addicts. You think somebody that don't care about themselves to put fentanyl and stuff in their body, you think they do really love and care their children? If someone approaching them, they will offer their kids, they're like, well, my daughter or my son can do stuff. There's another document over there, and this one I think I can pull it out just to show you an example why those southern whatever things being targeted. People living in a sewer in Las Vegas. Okay, there's, oops. Let me see. There was a great documentary. Is that this one right there? No, that's New York. There's a great documentary. Boy. It's really good. No. People living on the Las Vegas Strip. People living under. Oh, those are the 2 women that killed the guy. 2 women accused of trick rolling men at Las Vegas Strip Resort. Oh no, that's another 2. I don't know what that is. We'll take it at the end. People living under under the strip. Oh, okay. Under the. Okay, alright, that's good. There you go. So black guy, black gay guy. No, let's just put the black guy right here. Okay, is that the one? Okay, all right. Let's check this one. It seems it's this one. All right, there was. I believe it was this one. Oops, is that the one? There was a dude. No, I think they removed the interview. There was this guy. He was a young black dude. He with another black guy. They were a couple, and he's a young black cowboy man. And then he said, they said, well, why are you down there? He said, well, when I was a little boy, my mom was a crack addict, and when she didn't have the money to get to the crack dealer, she literally sold me to the crack dealer, and the crack dealer took me, and then he raped me, brutally raped me multiple times. And ever since, the guy he become a cowboy. He said that's the only way he could live, by doing cowboyism stuff. And then he had a husband, he had stuff, and I felt, wow, this is really bad out there. Oh, good grief. Oh man. All right, let me play another video. Let me just get the thing. This thing start to go in it inside.
The office manager received an email saying, we're not going to do business with you anymore. She went right then and looked at our bank account, and it was gone. The credit card processing was gone.
And what qualified the Ruth Institute as an alleged hate group?
The dream of the Ruth Institute is that every child be welcomed into a loving home with their own mother and father married to each other.
Even the National Committee for Religious Freedom, a multi-faith organization headed by former U.S. Senator and Religious Freedom Ambassador Sam Brownback, had its bank account closed by J.P. Morgan Chase.
I went in to make a deposit at a branch here in Kansas about 3 or 4 weeks after we'd opened up the account, I think. And the teller there said, that account's been closed. I go, what? I said, yeah, it's that account's been closed. Your funds will be being sent to you in a couple of weeks.
Banking expert Nick Anthony says federal law gives banks a myriad of excuses to cancel groups whose values present what's termed reputational risks. He adds the real culprits may also be federal regulators who can pressure banks to cancel certain groups.
Banks are deputized as de facto law enforcement investigators, and they face a very real consequence of missing anything. When banks have concerns about money laundering or suspicious source of funds, or they don't like where the funds are going for any reason, they're prohibited from telling customers what the actual reason is. They're prohibited from telling people that they filed these reports to the government and now something has gone awry.
That said, Anthony believes the law is also being used as cover to cancel groups banks don't like. Sam Brownback would later learn that J.P. Morgan Chase canceled his group after designating him as a politically exposed person with a customer risk profile, a designation that's only supposed to be applied to foreign nationals, not former U.S. senators. Nevertheless, J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon said no apologies are necessary. It's no secret that corporate boardrooms are under pressure from liberal groups to push DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, which includes the LGBTQ agenda. The most powerful investment firm in the world, BlackRock, has stated that LGBT diversity is in their DNA. And nearly every major credit card issuer has openly donated money to the LGBTQ cause, a cause most conservative faith groups oppose.
The profit motive is not their only motive anymore. The people who are choosing the regulatory process are people who have a vision.
Anyway, yeah, let's blame things. You know, they have to put like this brother right in the midst right there. You know, anything that they have to say, put our people in the midst of. But anyway, the blessing is over. Forgive me, brethren, the rain is very bad out there. The blessing is over. and there's nothing you people can do anymore, and it is done. There's nothing more that can be said, and you guys are trying to blame this stuff onto hey, go major state, the elite, and it's the same garbage. But we know for a fact that the Holy One is in the midst of you. Great glory.
Tonight, the rail system still working to get back on track. Several subway lines suspended, rerouted, and delayed. The MTA warning beforehand there would be water, and there sure was. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger is live in Columbus Circle with that part of our coverage. Josh?
Sade, the MTA reports that this Herculean effort of wringing out the system is finally almost complete. Most subway lines are back running. There are still some delays, but things are slowly getting back to normal after a commuter day that rivals the worst anyone can remember. As if the commute wasn't bad enough on the Lexington Avenue IRT tonight, working stiffs packed like sardines on the few trains that were actually running.
I got on the train and then they said, everybody, this is the last stop.
Fully loaded 6 train with no warning forced everyone off. Its operator declaring this stop the end of the line.
They said it's gonna be a while, so I'm exhausted. I need to get home.
It wasn't for lack of trying by the MTA. After today's monsoon quickly overwhelmed the city's drainage capacity and sent millions of gallons of water cascading into the subway. And when all that water receded, this is what it left behind, meaning hours of work to get back on track.
This seems to be a regular occurrence in the era of climate change, and it really hits New York hard because we are so dependent on our mass transit system to move people.
And then there's Metro North, whose commuters spent more than 5 agonizing hours in a crowded Grand Central, with all 3 of its lines blocked by flooding. 2 of them, the Harlem and New Haven lines, share the same section of track in the Mott Haven section of the Bronx, which today looked like this. The MTA has spent billions since Superstorm Sandy to make its systems more resilient. This area is on their list. They just haven't gotten to it yet.
We literally have put in a request for a federal grant to do work on this Mott Haven area of the Metro North system. So it's very timely. We are very well aware of this particular area of vulnerability. We've done a ton of work. We have more to go.
Yeah, there are ways this could have been worse for Metro North. First of all, Fridays after.
Yeah, so beloved, you see what's going on here. You see the whole thing concerning 83. You see how those people are grasping for straws. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. Well, at least they do know, but they act like, well, we don't know. And the entire world is flabbergasted. And they try to divert this thing onto nonsense instead of telling the people the true reason why the world is in this situation. Beloved, we'll see you in part 2. For the people that are watching on TV, you might want to look for part 2. And for the one that are watching, you can wait. Shalom.